Oh, hello. How are you, TJ? It's just us by the look of it.
Oh,
Oh,
what's
there you
going
go.
on?
No idea. Right, so TJ, can you hear me? No, so it's just me at the moment. So how are we, guys? Big up to everyone listening live on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to Spurs Kings TV. Obviously doing a jury stream on my channel as well, Scarfy Spurs. So do go check that out. There goes back.
What just happened?
I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue.
Where is TJ?
I don't know. He just froze.
What is going on?
What the hell? What?
I'm so confused. Because the music stopped yet, and then I can hear this weird noise.
Mine was glitching the whole time there. It just paused for a whole minute, so I had no idea.
Mine was glitching too.
Yeah.
I kept hearing double the music.
Yeah, I got that at one point.
Yo, people, I'm back. The main event is back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's the most glitchiest stream I've ever seen, man.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Oh,
we didn't even start the stream, and it was like...
Let's hope that's it now. Please be it.
Yeah, it was not working, man. Welcome, guys. We haven't done this in a while, man.
Yeah.
How's everybody been?
No.
Good. I mean, me and TJ did the stream last night. Impromptu stream. Yeah. How you been, Harry?
Happy feet, Harry. How you been?
Very good. Thank you. Yeah, all good, thank you. It's nice to be back. Talking some.
Yeah, you know that's your new nickname. I named you. Your nickname is Happy Feet Harry.
What's my new name?
Happy Feet Harry.
Feet Harry.
That's an interesting name. Happy Harry.
Come on, man.
Could be worse, couldn't it?
Happy Harry, man. Yeah, no, 100%.
I'm not going to complain. I've been called worse, so I'm not going to complain.
No, it's not even a roof thing. I generally.
It's just
your dynamic. You're
always happy
about
when
that.
we see you. So
yeah,
you got to be positive. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. So what's our first topic, innit?
We have to talk about Palace first.
It gets interesting.
Yeah.
Mm.
So Harry, Mr. Happy Feet Harry, your thoughts on Palace?
Not gonna be so happy here. Palace for me, that first half was disappointing. Like I don't live up to my name. We struggled to break Palace down. It felt for me like a similar story to the one we saw against Wolves, and we all know how that ended. But second half, we moved the ball quicker, which is really important. And I looked at us against Palace and went, do you know what? There is a way through. We're going to score eventually. Whereas I don't know about you guys, but the Wolves game, I looked at us and went, we're not going to score. So that for me was the main difference. Once we got that goal, wow, a lot changed. Palace were rattled. The game plan was gone out the window. As I said, we moved the ball quicker and we just caused lots of problems. Werner's movement was a problem. Johnson added that energy. So really, once we got that goal, we were only ever going to go on and win it because Palace, they only had the team on the pitch to defend, especially when we got that second goal 2-1. The game was done really for Palace and they needed a miracle to get anything out of the game. So, very happy with the win, but there's so much room for improvement.
Okay, TJ? Yeah.
No, just before you hear my thoughts on it, why do you think we started off so poorly first half? Is there any particular reason?
Is there a problem, do you think?
Well, I'd absolutely love to answer your question, but how many times have we sat here and gone over the last few years? We haven't started this game well. We haven't ended this game well. For me, it's more of a mentality thing. I think we come out thinking, it's going to be fairly easy. And then reality kicks in. I don't necessarily think we were poor in that first half. We just lacked, again, that energy. We was moving the ball too slowly. Whereas it almost feels like second half common sense kicks in too.
But don't you think...
quickly.
But Harry, don't you think it's like a carbon copy of Conte then? Because Conte, the first half, were rubbish, and the second half, they would come out and do the same thing.
For me, as I said, that's why I think it's a mentality thing. Because I think it's been an issue in the last few years.
But then it's a mentality thing. It's either like
Conte.
you're either going to blame the managers because we've had how many different managers? You're saying over the years we've had 3 or 4 managers.
Yeah.
Or you're blaming the players because the players.
Yeah, I think they need a halftime team talk. And Conte, for me, they just needed that someone to shout at them at halftime to get them going. I don't know quite what it is. We can't blame the players either because this is a different group of players that's gone through a rebuild with players coming in and out. But yeah, Palace, you come at that second half and it felt like a different team. It didn't though against Wolves. So it's strange. You see it with some teams. There's quite a few teams in the league. You go, a lot better after the break. That's normal. But I think us is a real extreme in terms of where we just.
Do you still concentration though, Harry? Because I'm of the opinion that Spurs, the biggest Achilles heel for us is our players just don't concentrate. Like the whole game,
absolutely.
they switch off. Like some need to switch off.
100%. And again, we said this so many recent years. I think concentration is a big thing. But what I worry about is Villa Park, which also we get onto this weekend. If we start like that, the game will be done at half time, and that is the issue. And I seriously mean that. We risk, and there's a few games like this. I think we host both Arsenal and Man City. We go to St James's Park. In terms of if you don't get those first 20, 25 minutes right, then the game could be done. We saw last season, a completely different Tottenham, but under Stellini, for example, and Mason, that period of the season against Newcastle, that game was done in 18, 19 minutes because we didn't turn up. That game was completely done. Anfield, pulled it back, but in reality, it was a similar story. After the first few minutes, we just got blown away. There was no concentration there. We just simply went up for the fight. So we have to start quick. Villa will be up for it. It'll mean a lot to them, obviously, being in this top four race.
You see, there's this mentality thing that you mentioned before I say my thoughts on it. I beg to differ. I don't think it's a mentality thing because if you actually come down to the players out on the pitch, we've got like basically a fresh new 11, apart from 2 to 3 or 4 players that were within Tottenham's squad for the last 3 to 4 years, right? So I can't really base it on mentality, but what I can say is the comment that has actually jumped up. Stay humble. City struggles against a low block, so we will struggle against Palace. Their low block was really frustrating, to be totally honest with you, and this is just my opinion in it. I do believe we have to obviously improve massively within first halves because it's been a concerning matter for a long period of how we've been playing, and it's not just Crystal Palace. It's so many games we start rubbish first half, So more or less, I generally believe that, again, the players are learning, adapting, and I do also believe our manager is learning and adapting. I'm not gonna sit here and say, Ange got everything right, because there's certain things that he got wrong, and I can obviously criticize certain aspects of the game. What I do have to say, we did get the job done, but it seems to me that, again, you can correct me if you agree on this or you disagree on this, but our tactics seem to not work. And again, City's a different team. This is why I wanted to mention Stay Humble's comments. City's a different team. They have been through the system for a long time under Pep, innit? We seem to struggle so badly against low blocks, and that's not even just low blocks itself. We don't create clear-cut chances and scoring opportunities. I'm just basically talking about first half, right? And it's a concerning matter in terms of us going forward. If our tactic don't allow us to create open chances and get us in the final third and actually bury our chances that we get, the little chances we do create, we have to start burying them, right? I base that down to a tactic. I think it's a tactical issue, but you can disagree with me if you want to. I'm not saying what Ange is doing is wrong. I'm saying maybe it's a case of Ange is still learning his best team, and the players are still learning his tactic, and the players are learning what it's to be, what it's like to play under Ange. Again, it's frustrating because 70 minutes of BS football, and that's what I will call it, 70 minutes of BS football, isn't it? It does frustrate you, especially when you do hear the comments in terms of Ange. It's who we are. We want to play attacking and all of this, and you can't break down a defensive.
But TJ, do you think? I know if it's on topic or off topic. Do you think we play reckless football? Because I think we play reckless.
I totally agree with that statement. In as much as it might seem negative, when you
it's Darren again.
Yeah.
No,
when
no,
he
no.
uses
I've always
reckless football,
after
no,
seeing
no,
this for 15
I'm
games.
gonna.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with what he. Technically, the term reckless can be in a negative connotation, and don't get me wrong. I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and say that Ange is not reckless. He is 110%. We play a high line. We leave
Yeah.
two people back. It's reckless. Use a different word, naive or whatever. It is still reckless. So
I think
when
naive
you
would
look
be
at
the
it,
worst word for me to say. So because I think
yeah.
it implies that the guy
So
doesn't know what he's
when
doing.
you
That's
look
why I
at
don't want
it,
to use
it
that
is
word.
reckless. You know,
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
when you take it into consideration, it is reckless from the
Shall I tell
way
you
we
why I've had that opinion for a
set
long
up.
time, TJ?
Go for it.
So after watching the Wolves game, man, I was thinking, sitting there like, we leave way too many. Like I've been thinking that before that, but that game really kind of sealed my like thoughts about it. You know the Neto goal, right? So I noticed because our fullbacks invert for teams. Like, do you know how much space there is out wide? And to me, I noticed a massive weakness in the whole system because not just the fullbacks invert, the wingers invert. So then you've got a team that will be very
It
compact.
leaves a
And
lot of space.
they'll leave two players on
Yeah.
the wide areas, and you've got all that space.
I agree.
The come inside, the wingers come inside, so you've got all that space on the sides, which is why we conceded that Neto goal.
Side, yeah. And then when you look at it from that perspective, and you're 110% right with what you've said, because look at the goals we're conceding. Okay, cool. Obviously, Crystal Palace was a free kick, you know, but we are conceding the same type of goals all the time. It's not variation. Do you understand where I'm coming from? If it's not a set piece, it's a counterattack from our high line, which for me, regardless of what you think and what you believe in, and if you think it's right, or even if you think, look, this is just me being extreme here. Even if you think Angie's not the guy, right? Regardless of that, if you're conceding the same amount of goals and you're constantly conceding goals that shouldn't really go in, or goals that could be prevented in a different system, you have to blame the tactics. Can I just throw a question at Harry, because I know you stand a bit different to me and Haz's argument. And
Yeah,
I've had this thought for a long while, you know, not because I don't want to put you under fire, but I want to know
I
your
love
opinion
it. Go
about
for it.
this. Cool. We're conceding so many goals. Yeah. Okay. Crystal Palace was one exception. We conceded a free kick, which for me was unacceptable, because to give Crystal Palace an opportunity in a vital area against Eze, someone that we all know about Eze. Let's be honest with you. I'm a big fan of him, right? Cool.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
What does Ange have to improve on next season in terms of within his whole squad? Like, do you think there's an area that we need to massively improve on? Because
In terms of tactics,
I think
it could be based on
in-game management, and he needs to be more flexible in what he does, because you can't play this way every game. It's just not like we look at Villa game. We'll talk about it later, but you know, if we play that high away to Villa, I think we'll be in trouble personally. That high line, and not just that. I think you look at Werner and Son on the left, and this is not a criticism of Werner's quality or whatever. That's a debate for another day. But they're very similar players down the left-hand side. Yeah, Danny made a good point. He'll probably come in the chat later. Because I see that we have
Werner's someone like Werner, and his pace will cause Villa's high line lots of problems. Promise you, the player that stand out
just
for
let me
us
finish what I was trying
on
to say.
Sunday will be Werner.
I'm trying to say there's the same type of player, right? So you
still haven't answered the question.
No, I'm saying we have a lot of the very same type of player. Yeah, as in, so when Kulusevski comes off, Johnson comes on, but he doesn't really. He's not like Aaron Lennon or something. He doesn't go down the byline and put a cross in. Kulusevski, we all know he's going to cut inside. Even Johnson, who I would have expected someone with that pace to use the pace, take on the player on the outside.
Wait, can I just pause you for a minute? Yeah. Can I pause you for a minute? Can I just infer what you're trying to say? Can I say we don't have technical good players to
they're not that great.
Exactly. Without shithousing our players, right? We don't have the players to perform in such a system and constantly pick up them numbers, right? Because really and truly, when you just mentioned two players, Kulusevski and Johnson,
because the right hand side is a massive problem.
Yeah, even though Johnson is technically a faster winger, and technically is meant to be the better. Well, in my opinion, okay, maybe not, but let me just say it now. Innit? I don't really believe what I'm saying, but even though Johnson is meant to be technically better than Kulusevski, it's quite similar because the quality of both of them players is not.
It's not that much.
I'm not saying there, but there's not that much different, right? Then you go on the other side, you got Werner, that is basically in the same bracket without me shithousing Werner, because I've been told I'm a bit negative, so I'm coming with a twang to it. Look how I'm talking, man. I'm new and improved. Think about it. Yeah. Werner on the other side, which for me personally, you don't have the same qualities as Kulusevski and Johnson, but the quality what he brings on the pitch is not there. We don't actually have world-class players in our squad. Name one.
I don't think we have one world-class player. I don't think we have one.
Which makes me consider this.
I know
this
some,
is why
people chat might say players like Van der Ven, Vicario. I don't know.
They're not world-class yet.
Son. Even Son for me is a world-class finish.
World-class.
Very different. Yeah. We're talking elite players. We're talking players like De Bruyne, Holland. Even at Liverpool, you probably have a few there. Alisson, Van Dijk. But let me finish. There's a very big difference signing players who could.
The question was for me, not you.
Like
the question wasn't for you.
Let me finish. It's a very big difference signing players who might become world class in 2-3 years. Who might. They might not. There's no guarantee, right? Or signing someone who's going to come in. This guy's going to step on the pitch and score 40 goals a season. We let our one world class player go to Bayern Munich.
And is that okay? Cool, Harry. Obviously, you disagree with what Haz is saying. Yeah, massively, and you probably will disagree with what I'm saying. Probably. Now, isn't that when I say this? Look, just hear me out. Isn't that a problem that we don't have any world class players right now? Yeah, maybe Van der Ven, maybe Maddison, maybe all of these players could be. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they're not going to be.
I don't know. I love Maddison yet, but I think he's on the age where he's not going to get that much better at this point. He's going to be a good player, but he's not going to be De Bruyne.
Is that the problem we're facing? Yeah. The fact that we don't have any good. Go for it.
Me, yeah. Thank you. For me, TJ, I think that one, I'm going to be honest. I don't think at this moment in time we have any world-class players. I think we have players that could be and will be world-class players. Do I think that's a problem? Absolutely not, because the team that has been built for Ange in 2 windows, you can't expect to sit here and go, we should have 4 or 5 world-class players. Whether they were signed for previous managers or not, again, that's a discussion big up for another day. But ultimately, for what Pep Guardiola has got and what for Jurgen Klopp's got, etc., it takes several windows to build and to get the team that he really wants. So for me, the players have been bought for Ange. I look at this team and go, this team is capable of finishing inside the top 4. It's capable of going to Villa Park and win. But I think, going back to what your question you put to me, TJ, which I didn't get around to answering earlier, is that the tactics play a big part in it. In terms of the way we play, the risks we take with the inverted fullbacks and the high line, that's going to lead goals. Whether it allows you to score goals or not, for me, it really depends on the opponent, but it's a massive risk defensively. And it's had its ups and downs, because you look at that Chelsea game and go, we lost 4-1. But on another day, perhaps if Dyer's goal could have stood, it could have been a different game. So it's all about those risks. And I don't necessarily mind that. But for me, against Wolves, we're not taking that risk and we don't even look exciting. But with the world-class players, I don't think it's an issue.
But even for me, with the risk thing, okay, it's all well and good taking risks. I read up under Harry Redknapp, we used to take lots of risks. It was a very open team. But the difference is Redknapp at least had some sort of structure where you kind of believed in, it wasn't kind of out. I don't know how to explain it. He was a more experienced manager, don't forget, by the way, in the Premier League at this point. So, but it wasn't completely out there. I feel like Ange is all out attack. It's like, on FIFA, you press, was it all out attack? It's like that. And then I think the system for me would benefit for having traditional wingers. That's my.
No, I believe. Look, yeah. I agree with what you're saying, Haz. I'm totally on board with what you're saying. I believe, again, a bit what Harry said. It's too soon to obviously
Yeah, I know. I'm not
expect
saying
much from Ange. But then on the flip side, I have to expect a lot from Ange because the standard from, and I know what Harry's going to say, and he said this multiple streams. You know, it's a fresh manager. We have to think ahead instead of the past. I agree with most of. I'm split down the middle due to the fact, look, this is crazy now. Look, because I'm thinking logically, and I'm being one of these Sky Sports pundits. Sky Sports, come hire me, bro.
Soccer Saturday.
Yeah, cool.
Soccer Saturday.
Yeah, cool. You know, again, look, we're in a dilemma in the sense of we want Spurs to kick on and Spurs to win. In my opinion, this is just what I feel. I want them to win trophies, win be the best of the best, innit? But we have to say, we have a big wall in front of us because the quality that Levy has brought in, some argue it's been amazing. In Harry's perspective, it's been amazing. In mine, I believe we could have got better. You know, I believe we should get better. I believe we should be able to get the best of the best.
Why are we paying these?
You know, like,
we'll go on to this in a minute, but anyway, why are we paying these prices? But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, why are we paying these high prices?
I'm ready for that debate. I'm ready to play devil's advocate if you're ready.
Why are we paying these high prices? It's so true, isn't it? Look, I don't want to touch too much on it because obviously we touched on it yesterday. But why are we paying? Why are we paying these high prices for
mediocre,
not ready stars?
Sorry,
do you get where I'm coming from? Why are we not going to get the ready stars and get the best of the best, so we can actually win titles? We can actually win trophies.
To quote Mr. Levy, TJ, Levy said in a previous interview with, I think it was some American channel or something. This was like 2-3 years ago, by the way. It wasn't actually that long ago. We don't buy stars, we make stars. He said something like that. I can't remember the exact quote.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
No, there is, because the whole point.
In the last 5 years,
yes, there is, because no team who wins things doesn't go out and buy ready-made players. Look at even Liverpool. You could argue they're free.
At the time of his comments, maybe we weren't in the position to do so, whereas I think we are now. That's why we've seen the right recruitment, as we can hopefully agree.
We were in
but just to back up what you're saying, if he said this 3 years ago, Levy's dug himself in a hole, because if he said what you said, I don't know where you're getting these quotes from. He's dug himself in a hole because in the last 10 years, we've only produced one world-class player, and that is in Harry Kane. And then we've obviously brought through people like Harry Winks, Oliver Skip, Japhet Tanganga. Who else?
Yeah.
Are they the quality that Levy's quoting right now? Because what he just said is we're going to produce stars, and clearly that's not stars. And why Harry's got a good point, and this is really good what he raised, right? Because when you look at teams around us, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Chelsea, whether it's Liverpool, they're always promoting their youth and producing the best of the best.
Yeah.
So with promoting stars, it's not really lived up to its hype. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, not at this moment in time. I don't think it has. I think being honest with you, it will. I look at the academy and I look at your Will Lancashires, your Mikey Moores. I think the potential is there, but at this moment in time, we haven't produced as of yet compared to what we've seen with Liverpool, etc. But what I will say is a difference. So you look at Liverpool players that we've seen, like on the Carabao Cup final against Chelsea. Majority of them have already gone on loan. I think that our problem is there's a backlog of sending players on loan. I think for me, we haven't sent players on loan where we should have, and we've sent them where we shouldn't have. There's been, for me, maybe even you could say poor decisions in that aspect, but I think we're a little bit behind when it comes to youth academy, but I think the gap slowly will be closed. But I look at this team for the future, and even like Lucas Bergvall, right, we go and sign a potential talent for the future. I think we get in there early. We're very, very clever. And I think we come back to this in a few years' time. Man City will be going,
You're going to laugh at this. I searched Daniel Levy on Google. on Reddit, the first guy goes, Daniel Levy is the reason I have trust issues. That's quite funny. Just came up. I was actually trying to find the quotes, and some guy literally on Reddit, you go on there. And
with what you were saying about Lucas Burville, yeah, I agree. The future is bright with the players we're bringing in for the future. I can agree 110% with that comment. That comment is perfect for me. You know, I'm 100% on the same mindset, mind frame as you. But how can you bring someone like Lucas Burville in a team without quality stars around him?
But the focus is always on the future, never the present. So we'll buy someone, and then we'll say,
"Am I not wrong for saying that, though, Harry?"
We'll buy in 2-3 years.
I can see where you're coming from. To be fair, but I think we're in a position where we have a really good squad. If we compare Tottenham squad to Aston Villa, who we face this weekend for the top 4 battle, for me that Tottenham squad is for me they're very similar, but that Tottenham squad for me is better. And I think we're talking about two teams in. Wait. Do you want me to use your line? Wait for me to finish. Look at Tottenham and Aston Villa. Both managers for me a bit.
Okay.
Both managers have been backed. Unai Emery's deeper into the project, and yet we're sitting here going the teams are similar. So that's for me credit to Spurs for really getting closer to Villa with the in terms of backing, etc. But yeah, I think
Villa in Europe as well, though, Harry.
Yeah, they are at the moment. Yeah, but as I said, they're deeper into their project under Unai Emery.
No. I'm saying because it does affect your league form.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it doesn't. I'm not talking about league form. I'm talking about the team. I look at this Tottenham team, and I think that's one of the best midfielders, if not the best, in the league right now in terms of options. I know they're not all of their best, but in terms of but in terms of Maddison, you've got Benson.
I'm trying to say because they're playing in Europe and they're playing in the Premier League. It has a like when we play Thursday.
But I'm not talking about form. I'm talking about starting 11 on the pitch.
I'm talking about it. It does affect because they're playing more games than us. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm aware of that, and never did I mention their form. I'm talking about players.
It's not to do with form. It's to do with the fact that you're saying we're the same or they're similar squads, but the Villa have played more games than us, and they're still above us.
And how is that relevant? Why do I need to know that?
They're still above us in the league, and they've been in Europe for the past.
Okay. What a round of applause, because it doesn't matter until the end of the season's up. It really doesn't. Villa are deeper into the. They've done really, really well under Unai Emery. Let's be absolutely clear here. Both teams are punching above their weight, and you have to accept that.
I don't want to be shithousery here.
I'm not talking about the cups. We're talking about every show. Go on.
But I don't want to be shithousery here, innit? You know, because I've been pretty calm today. You know,
it's me that's.
But has a point. You know why? Because what if they win a trophy and Tottenham don't? Does that matter? Does that matter to you?
No, absolutely not. Because as I said, they're deeper into their project. So that for me doesn't mean anything. But again, you live in this kind of mindset. Your problem is you compare us to a load of different teams, and you're constantly driven by comparing to the Aston Villas, the Manchester Cities. Start focusing on Tottenham Hotspur Football Club and start giving credit where credit is due. We're doing well. We're punching above our weight. Stop trying to compare.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I did. But you're worried about
Plymouth in like League 2, aren't they?
City.
What is this
What about Plymouth? Why do you put Plymouth into
They're in like League 2. You said you compared us to Plymouth. You go, we could be like Plymouth.
I never said Plymouth.
You did say
When?
This is like 2 weeks ago. You go, we should be grateful. We could be like Plymouth.
I can't comment on something. I can't comment on something I don't recall.
About defenders.
I can't
about defenders.
I can't recall saying that. I think we're doing very well.
But it's not even to do with the trophy. I'm just saying Villa are above us, and they played more games than us. They're deeper into the competitions than us, so they must be better than us.
This is their
they
first
must be better
game.
than us because they played more games. They're still above us.
The first game was Wednesday night, though, against Ajax, but they've done well juggling with a lot of fixtures. They've done well. That has nothing to do with us and our performance, our manager,
but
our
you
team.
Said Spurs and Villa are very similar. They're not. Villa are better than us because they played more games and they're still above us in the league.
Villa and Spurs are different. Have it that way, but they're funny enough. They're both in the top 4 battle. And funny enough, both managers are overachieving. And funny enough, they're both still in the top 4 contention. And funny enough, both teams have been backed.
Wait. Okay, cool. When you say both managers are overachieving, I can accept Villa's, but what about Tottenham's manager?
Well,
if we don't get top 4, this argument.
I know what you're going to say. If we don't get top 4, is it failure? Absolutely not.
Because it's only the first 10 games.
I haven't finished. I was gonna say, all of our expectations, myself included, at the start of the season, were below where we were now at the time of having lost Harry Kane. So for me, we massively overachieved and just come in, completely transformed the way we played in the last few years under negative, defensive-minded managers. We completely restructured the team, players going in and out the club, left, right, and centre. We've dramatically improved, and you only need half a brain cell to say that. I'm all for other people's opinions, but if you think that we're underachieving or not, or you can't see that we're punching above our weight, or that we've done really well compared to where our expectations were at the start of the season, then you've got a problem.
But we're not
because
punching
we're doing exceptionally well. We are punching above our weight.
Really not.
Why? Give me one reason why we're not.
Because United are a mess. Man United are a mess.
Oh, yeah. Here goes the comparison thing again. Here goes the comparison.
Because you can't.
Because United aren't doing well. We're above United.
Because they're not doing well. We're just.
Okay.
But then, look, but with I get.
We can't control
let me be the middleman here.
We only control what we can do, and we're doing well. And
let me be the middleman.
So, Harry, statistically speaking, after the first 10 games, only like 1 or 2 teams have finished out the top 4 with our.
Okay.
So if
let me be the middleman here. I get where Harry's coming from.
Crying about the injuries, so you can't have it both ways.
I wasn't crying about the injuries.
You were crying about the injuries.
When?
On and on and on and on. Yes, everyone went on and on.
Crying about the injuries?
And we weren't the only team. But yeah, in terms of where we were...
Where are you getting this from? I'm so confused.
No, but let's be very clear here. We're still, for me, punching above our weight and where we should be. And if we finish 6th, then
where was I crying about the injuries? I'm trying to understand what you were saying.
We went on, and every week we discussed on this show, we go, are we not winning because of the injuries? Oh, poor Tottenham, look at the injuries. And you can't sit here and go, you
we didn't say we weren't winning because of the injuries. We were saying the players that came in for the injured players weren't good.
It wouldn't be a failure. It wouldn't be a failure. Am I disappointed we lost to Wolves? Yes, but we responded with a win against Crystal Palace.
All right, cool.
I fully back this team to get Champions League football, and I fully back us in those difficult fixtures. Because I support my team.
Let's just flip the script here quickly. Because we've gone about 25 minutes on this one topic, innit? I did want to flip the script for this last bit of segment.
Even hotter stuff, basically. Yeah.
Hotter stuff, innit? Look, it's going to get hot, innit? You know what I'm saying?
This was lemon herb, now we're going medium hot.
Yeah, because I haven't said too much because I'm leaving all my energy for the next topic.
I know
what I'm saying.
Coming next anyway. So I'm
in for a battering next. I get the feeling.
Look. So let's just take a step back and okay, cool. Even and let's just say he is overachieving because none of us expected him to be where he is right now, going for top 4 and even like flirting with top 4, top 5, and you know what I'm saying. Let's just say that's all good, right? Next season, what is your requirements? It has to be win a title. No. Let me go back. Win a trophy.
Oh yeah.
Because win a trophy. It has to be win a trophy.
Win the FA Cup next season, so I'm holding him.
Yeah, and I stand by that. Because then the whole of next season.
Because the standard will be
if he doesn't receipts now. So anyway,
if he doesn't achieve that next season,
where is the? Here we go.
Where is the
questions be asked of him? Come on.
No. It's not asked of him. It's what is our plan? What are we doing? Where are we going? What's our future going to be like? Because if we're just constantly doing this top 4 battle, you know, I've already made myself clear about how I feel about it. I don't really care about it.
That.
Top 4 don't matter.
I get where you're coming from. No, I get it.
I want to know what is our plans for the next 5 years, and if we are going to be. Look, I'm even going to say it, and people can laugh at me. Are we going to be even challenging? Can we even challenge?
Can I put my neck on the line?
Go for it
now, because I'm that type of person. I've lost several bets over the years, but I will continue to do it this way. For me, next season we do very well. We finish 3rd and we win the FA Cup, and we see more progression. I think we have a really strong season. Well, that's a statement. 3rd in the FA Cup. I think we juggle Europe as well, and I think we'll probably finish. We'll probably get Europa League, and I think we probably get to quarterfinal, semi-final. That I think we have a serious chance if we treat it seriously, because I think we've got really strong starting 11 now, and I think the squad depth will hopefully come over the next window or 2 as well. I totally get that in terms of the bench. Can we make it even stronger? Of course, there's no limit to that. Long-term plan, of course. I think we have the manager to compete for titles, and I hope that obviously we keep doing well in terms of the transfer windows. And again, I still think we have the players to perform. So I think TJ, for now, the battle is top 4. But we're talking like we saw Pochettino, get the time at Tottenham. Let's say Ange Postecoglou's reign is similar around time as Pochettino. I think by the time we get to the end of that, we'll be talking about title race and be in for lots of trophies. I do believe that. I don't believe you can go here and manage in he comes, who're going to get more than top 4. But if it's not next season, it'd be the following season. I think we're in contention. I seriously do. Although we had all jokes about this season, about the title, I do think that the comment. I try not to look at the comments. I do think that we have a serious chance at the title. Stop Marlon. Go on.
Cool. I was going to ask. Sorry. How much of Poch did you see, Harry? If you don't mind me asking.
No, that's a good question. I'm useless with memory, so I really only remember that last year.
Did you go to the old White Hart Lane for last season or not?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah, for a year or so.
So in that year, if you don't mind me asking, did you think we could win the title? This is just a question.
Oh my god, you're testing my memory.
Because you don't forget, we went the whole year unbeaten at home.
In terms of the year where finished
before
third,
before they demolished
Tottenham. Before they blew down the stadium.
Yeah.
Before they blew down the stadium, I thought we were going to win the title.
I thought that there was a few times like that, like when when Leicester won the title, I thought we had a chance. Absolutely, yes. I'm not going to lie. At that time, being a young fan, I looked us in the table, went in for a chance here, but obviously we all know what happened come the end of the season. So, yeah, no, I did. I'm not going to lie.
No, I'm just asking because. So, do you expect Ange to replicate that? That's what I'm asking the question.
Expect is a big word.
No,
but
because
I think
you said Tottenham going to finish third and win the FA Cup. That's why.
This is my expectations. No.
This is
what, no, not expectation. This is what I think is going to happen, but my expectations differ. I think obviously it depends. So it's hard for me to sit here and go, look, this is going to be the aim for next season in terms of we don't know what players are going to bring and we don't know who's going to strengthen. If we have another window or two, like we've seen with FFP clubs struggling but Tottenham thriving, then I'd be getting very carried away very quickly. It doesn't take much. So I think we're thriving. I think we're absolutely thriving. And I think that January window represented that, but that's where we disagree, so we won't come on to that.
I like that. No. You know, one thing I like about Harry, he sticks to his guns, innit? He's not inconsistent like certain fans, innit? And I'm not going to say names in it, but I've seen them flip-flop over the years, and go like this, innit? But one thing I have to say about Harry,
that's the thing.
One thing I have to say about Harry is consistent, He's consistent with the nature of what he believes in, and that's one thing. As we've gone, 40 minutes on this topic, innit? Let's go to the next topic, innit?
Okay. All right, here we go. Harry,
cool.
I'm going to let you start with this one.
No. Let me start. Because I was quiet for the whole time, innit?
Yeah. Big up, mate.
For me, it's a big disgrace. Big disgrace. Look, I'm not a season ticket holder. As you guys know, I don't go to the games because I do work in it. What Levy has done and how he's done it, absolutely disgraceful, man. 6%. It could have been gone 1.5. It's been usually it's 1.5. It's usually increased every year 1.5 to 2%, right? How can you just double up 6%? You're taking the piss, man. I'm sorry. On top of that, all the elder fans, all the loyal fans that have been going to games for over 20 years. My uncle, for example, he's a season ticket holder, isn't it? And he is
just me.
No, I don't know, but my uncle, in it, he's been a season ticket holder for about, give or take, 40 years, 30 years, 40, 30 years, isn't it? Maybe it's run for the conversation, isn't it? But more or less, isn't it? It's a disgrace, man. Levy has blocked us off. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, cool. I was about to say Levy controlled the stream, innit? But what I'm trying to say,
as well.
my uncle, innit? He's been going to Spurs for 40 years now, innit? And it's just a disgrace. It's how he's done it, and it's left a sour taste in all Spurs fans' mouth. Like I'm actually frustrated, and more I sleep on the topic, more I get annoyed, because you increase these tickets from we're paying top dollar to see shit think about it. Okay, cool. Maybe it's harsh words, isn't it? We better see golden football now. I better see a title. Because for me, it's not acceptable with the crisis that's happening. Cost of living. I went to Sainsbury's the other day and I couldn't even fucking buy a sandwich. Well, I could, but I had to put one down, innit?
Yeah.
I had to put one down. It was too expensive.
Yeah.
I saw the price. I was like, damn. So for me, I'm just disappointed with how Levy has moved about this whole situation. I don't know about you guys because you guys are season ticket holders, so it's going to affect you.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave with another question. What do you expect from Tottenham now? Because obviously the standards have to be risen. You know.
Well, for me, I always spoke about this last night. I'm expecting to go and buy top dollar players, man. 3 or 4 top players in the summer, because otherwise, you're charging people the highest prices in even one of the highest prices in Europe. I don't know if you guys remember the reel I sent you a lot in the group chat. Spurs earn like almost the most on the match day of any team or something in Europe, something crazy like that in the world, which is mental. And we're still
most fair
buying
prices.
If you look at our windows, I know Harry would disagree with me, but like it's not reflected in the transfer windows. I'm sorry. You can't be saying, "Oh, we're in for Todibo. Oh, but he's too expensive. Let's go buy Dragusin. Oh, we're in for Raya.
Yeah.
Oh, he's too expensive. Let's go buy Vicario. Oh, we're in for
Yeah.
Tapsoba.
Don't work like
Oh no, we're going Van de Ven." So if we were paying this sort of money, I'm expecting
even before that,
number one target, 1, 2, 3, bam, 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 in the first.
Even before that,
yeah.
You want Grealish. It's too expensive. You don't go for Grealish. You want Diaz. He's doing the medical. You don't want
agree
him.
with that situation. Yeah,
You know?
Grealish is poor from Tottenham. I agree.
Like
with that.
for me, we are paying top dollar. Let's be honest here now. You know,
it's like, to me, TJ, it's like you go to a restaurant, right? Say you go to these fancy restaurants in central London. I mean, I don't go to them a lot anyway. But let's say, for example, I went to one in Mayfair. I went there. I order a steak. I'm talking like theoretically. I pay, I don't know, 60 quid for the steak. I'm just spinning numbers. And the steak that comes out of that money, the chef delivers to me is like an average steak I could buy down Asda.
Put that up on the screen. Season tickets. I wish I had control.
I'd like to discuss this in a minute.
Yeah, cool. Season ticket prices at all clubs are terrible. They're a joke.
Yeah.
Ours at Fulham are horrific. You need to take a second mortgage now and sell a kidney to get one. And it's so true. Like, let's be honest with you. Look, for me personally, I don't have a season ticket, obviously, because I don't go to that many games. But you know it's going to affect me. The reason being, if I go to the off occasion, it's you people that sell me the ticket. Now you're upping your prices. So now, because you screenshot your season ticket and you send it off if you don't want to go to the game. You know, if you guys have a season ticket, you know what I'm talking about, innit? You know, cool. It's gonna affect me when I want to go to the occasional games. I know I might not go to the games because of my personal issues, which I'd rather make money than lose money. Let's be honest with you here now. It's just upsetting, man. All them fans I saw on X, all them fans that are saying they can't afford a drink in the stadium. They can't even afford a shirt. They can't even afford all of this, and you want to raise it 6%. I get you have to raise season ticket prices, and that's a part of football. Football in general, the cost of living, us fighting a war, all of this is going to raise everything. Think about it. I get it. It's not that I'm against season ticket prices, right? But to raise it 6% after freezing it last year, and not only just freezing it, the year before you capped it, you could have raised it 2%, 3%, 4%, not 6%, bruv. It makes no sense. But Harry, you've been quiet. What's your opinion about this? Because I want to know from a young perspective, and you go there every single week.
Yeah. Firstly, thank you. It's very interesting to hear the conversation. I know it is such a as sensitive, and it's a huge subject for so many. I get that, and it affects so many. And some stories that we've heard over the last 24, 48 hours are very sad. So firstly, for me, I want to say I don't think it is just a Tottenham issue, but in terms of what we're seeing generally in football at the moment with working class people and fans, if you like, being forced out the game, it is wrong. In terms of, like, we've seen Arsenal raise the prices. Fulham at the moment, we're talking their season ticket and the new Riverside stand. It's bonkers, as Barney says there. It is honestly absolutely bonkers. So do I support the club raising the season ticket prices by 6%? No. Should they reverse it? Absolutely. 6% is an extortionate and excessive amount. But for me, the real problem here, which we haven't discussed yet, is the ending the concessions after 2025, 2060, the concessions, which is
discriminating the elders, bro. Sorry, Harry. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm so sorry. I'm cutting you out. Don't take the piss out of me, man. You're fucking discriminating elders. Like, that's the worst thing. Worst thing in my. You know what?
To me, you're literally taking away the heritage of the club by doing
this.
You're
taking away everything that means to be a football fan. But Harry, go on. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to cut you in.
I mean, me and TJ spoke about this last night. But these older fans cannot take their kids now to games to pass on the Spurs, support. So. They're basically doing this on purpose, so then they get more tourists into the stadium.
It's sad, and I've got to be honest with you. And the decision, especially like we said there, in terms of ending that in the 2025-26 season, it is exploiting loyalty, and it is an ill-hearted decision by the club, and that is something that should be reversed, and pressure should be put on the club and that aspect to return that. For me, that hurts me more than the 6% in season ticket prices, because we all kind of have an option to pay that. But you've had the fans, the older fans have been really, really loyal, and this feels like a stab in the back to them. So, the club need to reverse their decision. But in terms of the increase in season ticket prices, for me, it is a football issue. And action needs to be taken. Fulham needs to take some action.
The normal rate is like 3%, isn't it, or something? The normal inflation.
What's that for? Sorry.
The normal I'm talking about in general in business, because I mean, this is a business. I think it's 3%.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah. But that's because we freezed it. Look, last year it got frozen, and then
they upped the Spurs memberships last year, though. They didn't. They still made more money because they upped the Spurs memberships.
They're really cheeky, isn't it? You can't. It is what it is, isn't it? I think he's just total greed, to be honest.
Can I just address Dan's comment, because we've gone back and forth for a while? It is a football issue, and okay, you can mention Liverpool, that's fine. But Fulham,
even Man City, their prices are really cheap.
I know, I get that, but I think, being honest with you, I think it comes with a new stadium. I expected an increase, but I didn't expect it at 6%. If I'm honest with you, I probably expected a 2.5% increase. You had a feeling it was coming after they froze it last year, but I didn't expect a rate of 6%. But for me, it is a football issue. We've seen Arsenal do it, and solidarity, with I don't know if to say this, with Arsenal fans and their supporters' trust, because this is something that Arsenal and Spurs should combine, in Fulham as well. It's a London issue, as Spurs, as Marlon says there. It is a London issue. It's a Premier League issue. It's a football issue.
But the problem is, Harry, is that the difference at Arsenal was they dropped 100 mil on Declan Rice. We don't do that.
Yeah, no, I get that, but being honest with you, I think Maddison, like, we see the money spent on Rice or Havertz. I think that's the same player. We just got at a good price. I totally get what you mean in terms of money spent, but again, they're deeper into their project for me. Under Arteta, they got the stadium earlier. For me, Arsenal are ahead of Tottenham. No, but it does though, because if you're just hear me out on this. If you're a startup business, or you're multi-millionaire business with like loads of change around the country, you're going to spend more as that multi-millionaire company or business, aren't you? And that Arsenal are a long way for me ahead of where Tottenham are at this moment.
Sorry, did you say
the stadium?
People at the beginning will spend?
I'm using a random
Do
example.
you think people in the business at the beginning spend more or less?
You spend a lot to get it up and going.
Yes. So if we're at the beginning of the project, then we should be spending more money.
Which I think we have done under Ange Postecoglou.
We haven't really spent that much money.
For me, again, this is not me defending Levy or anything like that, but for me,
we haven't spent that much money.
Wait. We've seen in football and in the Premier League how it's not down to money. Chelsea wasting so much money. I think a lot of clubs have been guilty of wasting a lot of money. It comes down to the recruitment, because for me, the money was spent for Mourinho, for Conte, for Pochettino, but the recruitment was poor, right? Listen. Okay, Ndombele, there was a load of players like that brought in. Yeah,
bro, I spent 18 months without signing a player.
Wait.
And then he got sacked the moment he got players.
Yeah, that was wrong. But the last season with Pochettino, when Ndombele and Lo Celso come in, that is spending the money, but it's poor recruitment. There's a difference. We're getting the recruitment right now. Investment.
No, we're still spending
for
the
me,
same.
it's not
You know,
that.
the
That's
60
not what
million on Lo
matters.
Celso, 60 million on Ndombele. We dropped what 60 million
They're
on
both.
Then we dropped what?
But that's good recruitment. Yes, so you're supporting. Thank you.
It's the same prices.
You're supporting my.
Harry, it's the same prices.
Better recruitment, better players.
How
money better spent. All
right, cool. Argument's sake,
what I'm trying to explain to you, Harry, is that you can't say that because if you're telling me now, first of all, a business is spend more at the beginning.
Okay. No, I get what you're saying.
City did at the beginning. They went ballistic and they bought so many players to fill the slots they needed, and then now they just top up each season.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, 1 minute.
Go on, I forgot.
I'll come back in it. Hold on, 1 minute.
Okay.
Oh, I've got two things for me that support my evidence that Daniel Levy is changed at Tottenham, and I'd like to say them and you respond if that's okay, right? First one for me is we pay the money for Van der Ven. I love Van der Ven. I think eventually be worth it, but for me, we overpaid at the time. And the second one is we've got a third strong centre back in Radu Drugsin, something Levy wouldn't have done in recent years, and me having that three strong centre backs. So those two reasons for me are very key. Why Daniel Levy's changed. Two things that he wouldn't have done before.
I don't think the January window was any different to previous January windows. We've got a lone player, like we've got Danjuma, and we bought one player.
I'm going to stick my neck on the line again. You're not going to like this, but Werner for me is an absolute no-brainer in the summer. Someone to come off the bench, change the game for that money that is very well scouted by whoever made that decision. He really makes sense for Tottenham. And he's a player that I would sign permanently. Will he be my starting 11 permanently? Probably not, but he's a player that will dip in and out the team and offers that versatility. Offers goals. Hopefully, we'll offer goals. He's like one of the best one-on-one finishes in the world for me. And Son behind Harry Kane, who's obviously left. And Werner for me is very versatile. There's lots of assists, and I think we'll improve. So for me, it's a no-brainer.
The thing with Werner though, Harry, is he's 27, 28, right? Isn't he? So we're banking on him. And this is someone, by the way, someone who actually quite likes Werner as a player, by the way. But we're still banking on it's a gamble, basically. We're still banking on him to redeem his form from when he was at Leipzig.
Can you just bring that comment up from JJ, because this is something I've continued to say. In January, for me, there was no one better out there than Werner that could have been identified for the system in that period of time. So for that,
no. I'm not saying the signing was wrong, but the whole.
I do think he's a stopgap, as the comment says. I do think he's a stopgap. I think it could be bought permanently.
But that's a typical Levy signing then. We just signed stopgaps. Longley was a stopgap.
But stopgaps are important.
How many stopgaps do we need to actually buy the player?
But a lot of fans, right, and a lot of people who Levy out were constantly telling me, "Oh, we've got no one to replace Son." When we bring in someone, they act like a spoiled child.
What are you talking about? Who did we buy to replace Son?
Werner. It makes sense to stop the gap.
We're gonna destroy it. No. Did you just say we bought Werner to replace Son? Is that what I just joined into?
No. Stop a minute. Let's be very clear. Why Son was away at international duty for Korea Republic at the Asian Games. That is what I'm saying. Werner was there to stop the gap for Son.
Man said we replaced.
Yeah. For that period of time where Son was away at international duty. How do you know that?
What am I hearing? I left you guys 5 minutes.
Am I misunderstanding something? Because we can all agree that Werner was brought in to replace Son while he was away at international duty. That was the only reason Werner's here.
Then why did we bring him in then for a month?
Werner? No. The only reason why Werner's there, let's be honest,
you were crying that there was no. You sat on this show and when there's not much winger options, you haven't got a lot. It's time we should sign someone. I don't care. This is your words. I don't care who it is. We just need to bring someone in. You sat here on this Friday show.
Not my words.
We bring in Timo. No, not your words. That's his words. We bring in Timo Werner. And the next show he goes.
Show me some receipts.
Next show, I will show you the receipts. I'll find it. Don't worry. The next
Why would I say I don't care what
next show has you come on next show after Friday show after signing Timo Werner. You come on the show.
What the
that's
hell?
a lack of ambition. You backtrack.
The reason why.
That's why I recommended a career in politics for you. That will suit you down to it. You backtrack.
The reason why we brought in Werner was because, let's be honest here and let's hold our hands up. Levy didn't want to spend top dollar on a winger.
I disagree.
And let's be honest here.
No.
let's be honest here. Levy, he done a good job with bringing in a goalkeeper and a centre back that window. So he spent a lot of money. So the only alternative option to bring in is a free player. That's my understanding. Levy,
TJ, in January, we just buy loan players. We got a loan player on loan.
That's-
We did it last time.
Werner.
I'm sorry, but I'm very confused because we all knew that Son went away, and we all discussed and a load of Spurs fans discussed how.
And I said,
no, hang on. We bring in Timo Werner, and people are reacting like I've just said he's going to replace him permanently. For that period of time, Son was away. Werner was a stop the gap, if you like, fill in the gap, whatever you want to call it, for Son, and that was clever recruitment.
No. Let me tell you this, innit? Yeah. Let me tell you this, innit? Let's get this one.
I'm speaking a different language, but ultimately it's just common sense.
We get this one thing straight. When we were going in for Werner, it wasn't to replace Son for that time period. No, it was
they
not.
want to sign him permanently, Harry.
I think it was.
They want to sign.
No, it's not.
But Harry, you just told me we should sign Werner.
So Dan, you clearly haven't got the football intelligence. So Werner's back now to offer that different option. Richarlison's injured.
Werner was never
sign Werner permanently, though.
Where's your foot? I would. It doesn't mean the club will. I like Werner, but I'm allowed to have an opinion.
The club will. We all know the club.
A lot of people who don't like Levy don't seem to let you have an opinion.
We all know the club will sign.
I have an opinion on Timo Werner.
He's 15 million.
And I don't care if they do. It's not gonna. It's
not a good option, to be honest. No, okay, cool. But let's just.
Can we just cut out this narrative of
what
it's
narrative?
really sickening in terms of where money, like where someone is cheap. That it means that they're not good, and we use this in the real world. Sometimes you can get a bargain, and it's a better option. You two, and a lot of other people. We're talking in the thousands of Spurs fans have this mentality where if we don't spend a lot of money, we get a player for free. Then that means they're awful. Solomon could be great.
You misunderstood.
I'm sorry.
Wait, you misunderstood.
Agenda coming from.
No, wait. Let me land this. Let me land this. Let me just explain something.
It's not fair on Johnson. It's not fair on Solomon.
Harry, let me just make something clear in it, yeah? The reason why we went for Werner, it was a cheap option. Whether you agree on that or you disagree on that, because
Dan,
that window we spent money.
To say it. That's what we're talking about now.
We spent money on a centre back and a goalkeeper, and we needed an option attacking after Solomon died, innit? Put it like this.
What?
My problem is, you are saying Werner is the ultimate decision for 15 million, which is not.
Marlon, I know that, but I still think that could be turn out right. But people, the reason I use Johnson in that example is people criticise him again based on the price tag. This is the other end of the scale.
No. You're the one who said he was an amazing player based on the price tag, not me.
No, but I'm saying that
50
people,
million nowadays
people,
just buys you a decent player.
People are using the price tag against Johnson. Johnson's performing. His stats are up there with Odegaard and Lodeplay, Martinelli.
The reason I criticize Johnson is because apparently he's spent and in and out of this target.
But Johnson's in and out of this team and he's performing.
And we're talking about
really
quality.
How's he performing?
He's getting assists. He's changing games. Two games now that we come back. Brighton, Palace. But we take Brendan Johnson away. That's 6 points dropped. That's extortionate. That's a huge amount.
Does he do anything against Arsenal or Man City or Liverpool?
Look. Maybe I view football differently to you, Harry. Maybe I view football differently. But when you're talking about quality players, let's just make something clear. Let's just make something clear. Maybe I view things differently to Harry, but when you're bringing in quality players to improve your squad, you're not looking at the likes of Werner and Johnson to improve. You look at them players as they
might come good. They might come good.
Okay, I'm going to do this a slightly different way. Werner will get into Chelsea's team. He'll get into Manchester United's team. Done. 100%. Bro. I think he'd be very good on the Liverpool bench. I think he'd be very good key option that they'd love to have. They'd love to have off the bench.
Do you think Rashford's going to get dropped with Timo Werner?
Bro, Chelsea sent Werner back to his old club to sit on the bench. Come on, let's be real, innit? If they needed him,
he'd be one of the first names on that Chelsea team sheet, without a doubt, right now. I think they regret it. I think they will, because they put too much pressure on him, relied on him to score the goals. I think so, but they're lacking number 9 at the moment. They could have done with Timo Werner. So for me, the club have identified the right player and brought him in.
Werner scored like 10 goals at Chelsea or something like that. Wasn't
But
it? It was really
you
bad
two, sometimes I feel like banging your heads together because I feel like it's like trying to get blood out of stone. It's like
Man, I just
trying to get
don't
spun out of
understand how you
cloud.
can.
It's not going to happen,
record.
right?
Werner gets into Man United's
I
team.
just don't understand how you can accept.
I think he does. I think he absolutely does, and I'm happy to talk to
Who
United
does he
fans because
start
I think
over
they would
then?
agree.
Because he ain't starting over
Amazing.
Rashford.
I think he would start over Rashford at this moment in time because I don't think he's performing. I think
What is going on with this stream?
No, I don't know what's going on the stream. It's been ridiculous.
TJ, he says he'll play him over Rashford.
At this moment in time, based on form. Football's based on form. We just have to.
What the hell's going on?
Well,
I'm not touching anything.
You keep
I'm not
flying
I'm
up
not even
around the
logged
whole
in.
gaff.
I didn't touch
Stop
anything.
that.
I touched it once.
I think too many people are clicking on this actual thing to
Are you
rotate
clicking
us.
on it?
I'm not even logged in.
Yeah, no, you know,
Oh, how's this going?
bruv.
What the hell's going on?
What is
I haven't
going
touched
on?
it.
What?
Cool.
Marlon.
Look, let's be real here now. Let's be real here, innit? Yeah. When I talk about why am I getting muted? Someone is trolling us. Marlon, I think it's Marlon. I'm gonna call him out.
Levy's hacking the stream.
Marlon,
bro.
stop doing that, man.
Yeah.
I'm calling out Marlon because Marlon's the
It's
head,
Marlon. It is Marlon. He knows what he's doing. He's trying to lighten it up.
Yeah, no. What I was saying,
Sorry.
when you're talking about quality players, yeah. I don't look at Werner as a quality player. Yeah, they might be good at best, but I want the best of the best to play for Tottenham. So for me, even talking about Werner, that's me saying.
Mate, Levy's hacked our stream, man.
Yeah, that's me saying like,
yeah.
Our squad is poor, right? Johnson as well. Yeah. When what is going on, bro?
What the hell?
Bro,
That's a horrible layout.
I can't do the stream like this, you know.
It's bonkers.
Okay, cool. Is it
I'm not
back?
touching anything.
Is it
so
back?
you guys know, I'm not touching
Cool.
anything. All right.
Going back. Yeah, going back down to what I was saying. For me personally, I want the best of the best at Tottenham. So when I look at Werner and look at Johnson, this is just me personally. You don't have to agree with it, and all the Spurs fans don't have to agree with what I believe in. But this is how I see it. If you're looking at Werner as the like-for-like replacement for Son, there's something gone wrong here. For me personally, I don't look at Werner as a quality player like that. The same with Johnson, for example. I'm only adding him into the list because we're talking about it. Johnson is not the quality that we need. We could get better. For me, in my opinion, he might be okay. Yeah, he might be okay he might be good at average, innit? But he's not where I want us to be. So, look, again, there's a lot for Levy to do. This is what it comes down to. There's a lot for Levy to do, and until we spend some money, and with what's happened recently, until he gets his hands in his pocket and splashes the cash and improves our squad to the level that I want to see us compete, because I don't want us to go into next season and rely on Werner. That's not acceptable.
And Johnson.
I can't see how anybody else. Yeah, I can't see how any other fan base can accept Werner as our solution. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah, can I just be very clear? I don't think Werner's world class. I don't think he's a long-term replacement for Son either. I think, however, for me, an option off the bench next season. I think he was brought in for me as a stop the gap for Son, and I stand by that, and I think that was the right decision for me. But I don't think he's world class.
If he's a stop for gap, yeah, cool. With what you're saying, if we do go sign him, what does that say about Levy as a director?
It says to me that it worked out. Can I just bring up this comment from Dan?
They expect
I would, and it's an opinion, I would buy Werner at the end of the season as an option to come off the bench next season on top of someone like Pedro Neto. For me this summer, Neto, Werner are players that I would look to bring in to strengthen wide areas. I think it's a very, very key part in Andrew's system. I know we don't see eye to eye, Dan, in many things at all, but I would sign Timo Werner at the end of the season. It's just an opinion. I'm not trolling. I'm being dead serious. I come in here early a few weeks ago and had a joke about Werner being signed permanently, but I'm dead serious. I think it'd be the right option to come off the bench.
Cool. That's your stance on it. And we can't really discredit
I'm being dead
You've
honest.
got your that's the whole point of football. Yeah, that's the whole point of football. Having these football conversations, because these conversations can
Dan can't accept another opinion. So,
and that's the mentality.
I know you can.
You wouldn't go and get someone better. Look, again, I personally, Dan, I'm on the same boat as you in a sense of, like, I'm not saying I want better in it. I disagree with Harry, but I can't really go against what his core beliefs are in it. Hopefully your plan works out, Harry, and hopefully I'm wrong, because I'd rather be wrong than right. You know what I'm trying to say? So much for high standards manager of the year and a goalkeeper of the year, Vicario, the cheap option. Stop looking stupid. You know who you are. Oh, let me tell you this, innit? Yeah, I'm going to tell you something as well. Yeah, I will tell you something about that goalkeeper of the year. With Ange's tactics, he's now made to he's made to be put in a situation where he has to save more shots, because the high line concedes a lot of shots, and it's about protecting your team. So this is how I fear it. Again, everybody can have their opinions about it. I just see it like this.
Would you agree with me, TJ? Sorry to interrupt, but just what I think of it. Would you agree with me in terms of, because I feel strong. I think that the way we play with the high line and the fullbacks in games that don't benefit us, like Wolves, Palace, etc. Do you think we shoot ourselves in the foot? Because I certainly think we do.
I agree. Look, I totally agree with what you're saying. We do definitely shoot ourselves in the foot, because with the tactics that are on display currently, it causes us so much problems, and we can't keep no clean sheets. So you got comments like Vicario goalkeeper of the year. Would Vicario be goalkeeper of the year if he was conceding that many chances? Maybe not. But don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna just slander it like that. I'm gonna say Ange's still building something, and this is where I agree with you, Harry. And I can actually sit down and actually have a conversation about this. But what is going on, man? Stop doing this.
I don't like that zoomed in one.
Okay, cool. I'm back. Cool.
Just so Marlon knows, I didn't touch any of the comments, so I don't know why that happened. I just put my camera back on. That's all I pressed.
Yeah.
Again, I'm not even logged in.
Yeah, look, for me, when it comes down to it, the tactics are what matters most. And until Ange, whether you agree with what he's doing or you disagree with him, until he gets that right, we're going to still be conceding these goals. The goals that we concede, corners, set pieces, counterattacks, we always concede these goals. And this is a concerning matter as well. We don't actually have clean sheets. We don't get clean sheets nowhere. Wherever we go, we don't. Do you understand where I'm coming from? Just check group chat. Marlon just messaged you, by the way. Okay. Yeah. And look, don't get me wrong. Shoot ourselves in the foot. He's high. I know it.
Who said that?
What? Giant Rabbit. No, what he's trying to say, the tactics, what we display sometimes go against us.
We do, though. We do shoot ourselves in the foot.
The tactics that we display, and this is not me disagreeing with Ange and saying I want Ange out. I'm just saying, from a logical point of view, when you concede a lot of chances, sometimes that actually affects the whole dynamic of the game. The fact that we can't create good opportunities is another issue. He still is learning. Ange is still learning. The players are still learning. You have to put the building blocks have to be right. It comes down to the foundation. The foundation has to be right in order for you to be playing this nice football. And again, it goes back down to what I was saying about 10 minutes ago. If you don't have the quality players to perform in such of a system, you're going to just be running around in circles. We got gold with Vicario. I hope he becomes world-class keeper. I believe Now, this is where I split my view. Last week we wasn't really talking to the comments, innit? And we had that nasty comment at the end, innit? You know what I'm trying to say? This is why I'm going through the comments, innit? You know? I agree 1,000%.
I did not touch
We
anything.
did struck gold with Vicario, yeah? I do agree. But I can also flip the script and say this. If we had Raya, we might be performing as good as how Vicario's performing. It's not really about... Look, Vicario's been amazing. I'm not going to sit here and say he's not been amazing. But I feel the system plays a good part into why Vicario's having to do so much in it, you know? Let's just go down on it. Chemo is a stopgap, just accept it.
Yeah,
it's a stopgap until Levy decides to buy him, and then you're gonna say it's a stopgap.
No stopgap.
Sparky.
No more.
Sparky looks like he's not. Toast a lot of funny. Okay, cool. What's the next topic anyway?
Hopefully, if I click on it, it won't fuck up, but we'll try.
I hope not.
Oh, come on, not again.
Yes! It's like you curse it almost.
Past mediocrity is not Ange's problem. Eventually, some of the fans don't want
TJ, I'm gonna leave you
to go through the journey.
I want to click on something and to go wrong because apparently it's playing up.
Okay, cool. All right,
sorry
cool.
guys, if I'm not clicking on your comment, it's not because I don't want to. It's because I don't want to break the stream.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I'm just gonna be clicking down in it. Don't worry, I'll click down in it.
We can see your
past
comments.
Mediocrity. It's not Ange's problem. Eventually, some of the fans don't want to go through the journey. You want a title winning in your first season. I never said that, did I? It didn't come out of my mouth, and I generally believe that with what's going on, with how Levy has acted, he's now put more pressure on Ange. Ange now has to perform next season, in my opinion, and I expect not a title, but I expect the best football because Look, myself, I don't really go to the games, innit, as you know. But if I did pay that top dollar money, innit, and I'm seeing what I see on the pitch, I'm gonna be disappointed. It's meant to be entertainment. It's this whole thing of buying tickets for entertainment purposes. You're meant to be seeing the best of the best football, and if you're not seeing it on the pitch, you have to call it out. Call it out of how it is. So, I never said I wanted a title, but there's a lot of pressure on Ange for next season for him to get a trophy.
At least a trophy, yeah.
Just a few more comments, and then we can get back onto the next topic. Vicario has been saving the goal. He is goalkeeper of the year. Your argument is stupid, man. It's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. How is it embarrassing? When you're conceding a lot of chances, of course he's gonna have to
make more saves.
Look at all of the top goalkeepers, and you're talking about the best goalkeepers in the Premier League right now. Let me just lay something down in it. If the defense was performing, do you think we would see the performances that Vicario would be having? No, because what is going on? Why are you going tiny?
Bro, I didn't click anything. So I don't know. I still have no idea what.
I just shrunk. I love it.
Who's goalkeeper of the year? Who is the goalkeeper of the year? Who is the fucking goalkeeper of the year?
You both said the same. Vicario
I don't know what just happened. I'm in disbelief at this point.
Daniel Levy is world class. Harry, Larry, whatever. Cool. All right, cool. That's the last comment I'm going to read because I can't lie to you. I can't read all your comments and then not get onto this thing. But thank you for your comments, innit? You know, I really appreciate it.
The reason I'm not bringing them up is because I don't want to break the stream, guys. So just saying.
Yeah, cool. Let's go on to Villa and Spurs.
Yeah, on the game. And who do you think is going to finish top four? Yeah.
I've been speaking all that time, so you guys go.
Harry, do you want me to go or Harry to go first? I think
I honestly don't mind. It's up to you.
I'll go first for once because I'm not going to be last.
For once.
Yeah. So for me, I think we're going to lose this weekend. I think Villa have got a better manager. They've got a better squad.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
They're at home. I think Emery's a more clever, astute manager. I think Villa I've been building up to this under like a manager like Emery, who has a history of winning, European trophies as well. And I think they're going to make top 4 over us. I've been saying this for like a month or two now. I think they'll finish 4th or finish 5th. And I think I'll probably reflect it on the game on Sunday.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with the last bit.
Okay, Harry, you can go then and disagree with all my comments, even though you said Villa going to finish above us. But anyway, okay.
Yeah, I think Villa will finish above us, and I think that going to Villa Park will be really, really tough. And I think that we could be on the wrong end of the result. But what I love about this team is that I go into this game, of course, nervous, but I feel excited. I feel like, with this team, there's not one game from now to the end of the season that I completely write us off. I think they're all going to be very hard. I think we will have a chance if we are our absolute best. And where I will agree with you, Has, in terms of Unai Emery is probably the cleverer manager, and that's nothing to do with Ange Postecoglou, his career, etc. But at this moment in time, Emery is a manager who adapts. He'll probably, to be fair, sit back against us, make it really difficult, and then use counter-attacking pace of the likes of Watkins Bailey to really cause us problems. So I agree with that part of what you said, Has. So it will be difficult, be massive test for the back line for me, who's been really disjointed. I don't care any way you play, but at the end of the day, you've got to keep balls out the back of your net. And even Pep Guardiola will tell you that. So that's something I hope we improve on and start to keep clean sheets. Because ultimately, I don't mind the way we play, but we can't pretend that we think, we like letting the ball in our own net from, the counter-attacks that we see against Wolves, free kick against Palace. We can't have that. That can't happen to a big team where we lose the ball. A player like Benson, his experience, loses the ball for dilly-dallying in the midfield, gives away the free kick, and Palace score from it and take the lead in the game. So we've got to learn from things like that.
Because
if we start quick, then we have a chance.
So because this is a regular occurrence, do you think it's down to the players or the manager, if you don't mind me asking?
Sorry, say that last bit again. The first bit cut out.
You can see these sorts of goals every time.
Yeah.
It's down to the manager or the players?
I love Ange, but it's down to the way we play for me, and it shoots itself. Can I just bring up this comment? Me and Has have a season ticket, so I don't know who you're referring to, and I've had one for God knows how long.
The only person that don't have a season ticket is myself, innit? But I can't tell you what I do in it for a living, but I can't go to games in it because
we know.
Without me. Listen, you know
games don't happen.
You know, pussy. Without me, games don't happen. Pussy. Put it like that, innit?
Yeah.
Let it sink in. Without me, you won't be watching Tottenham play.
Yeah, it's true.
Like that.
He's speaking facts, by the way.
It isn't wrong, to be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah, cool. Villa. Is it my turn? Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe we're gonna lose. I feel like Villa are gonna be too much for us, just because it's at their ground. It's gonna be totally difficult for us to actually break them down. Again, it's gonna come down to a number of things because they will sit back. I do believe they're gonna sit back, and the only problem that we have is the fact that they have some good attackers, good wingers. You got Watkins, Diaby. You got even. Is he not playing?
No, I'm saying Diaby's a really good player. I'm saying Watkins,
Diaby. You got Bailey.
Yeah.
They've got some. I would easily take Bailey and Diaby in it. Let me be honest with you, in it. Yeah, even Watkins.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think they're front
cool.
Better than ours, really. But...
Yeah, so more or less in it, they've got a good team, a good setup in it. So I have to say it's going to be a difficult game. So this is why I predict 1-0. To be honest with you, 1-0 to them. Villa or Spurs in the top 4. Look, for me, it's going to come down to 2 factors. It's going to come down to the players wanting it more, but the only reason why I'm going to put Tottenham in the mix is because Villa have more games than us, So it should kind of play in our favour. But the problem is we've just been performing so poor, man. It's becoming an issue where 70, 80 minutes of the game is just poor, dragged on. And look, again, you guys are at the stage a minute, so you're watching it in the cold.
Oh no, I know it's rubbish.
I'm watching it on my TV, and I'm seeing it like, damn, man. Let me watch some Netflix or something.
Yeah,
That's a luxurious lifestyle I got.
It's a weird question to ask you yet, but I thought I'd ask this because you were saying the same things to me last season when we had Conte.
Yeah.
So has anything really changed then? You're still
No,
saying the
it
same
hasn't.
shit?
Can I be honest with you? I'm more disappointed with Ange. Okay, cool. Let me just make something clear for all the clickers and all the people that it goes in one area and it gets muddled up. And then
want to clip us?
Yeah. Let me just make something clear in it, yeah, before I say what I'm going to say next in it.
Yeah.
This is not me saying I want Levy out. What?
What?
You already know I want Levy out.
1 hour 24, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Leave it out.
No. This is me saying I want Levy out in it. This is not me saying I want Ange out in it. Yeah. And this is not me saying I think that he's inexperienced. But I'm at a point where I'm at a point where I'm assessing what I'm seeing on the pitch, and I know you have to give a manager time, and you have to understand that he's new to this whole environment. The pressure that Tottenham brings, man, what is going on? Yeah, the pressure that Tottenham has is different to Celtic and all of the clubs that he's managed before. You know, so for me, I'm at a point where I'm kind of judging. Can Ange push the bar and actually improve and adapt to what he has in front of him? And this is not me saying he has the players to do it right now, but TJ using Queen's English as usual. But there's a few question marks which I generally have on Ange, and I hope it kind of like next season it kind of goes away and he actually does adapt. But there's a few things that is really scaring me, you know, because then I would even say
flexible. I agree with it, but it needs to be flexible.
Yeah.
Changes. His in-game management is what's lacking for me.
Not
and
just that,
that's my main issue.
Some games he needs to tweak his system because it's not going to work.
Yeah, against Wolves, you don't play inverted fullbacks because that invites their counter-attack. That's common sense. I'm
not saying for him to throw away his whole philosophy. I'm just saying
no, of course not.
Need to change,
but you can't play the same way in Scotland as you do here, and I think he's trying to do that.
Exactly.
And even he will know deep down that you can't do that.
But what worries me the most, and this is what Harry on Harry's stream. And one of the guys asked me, I can't remember his name, sorry, off the top of my head. I'm not against him, by the way. So Mark?
Yeah, Mark went back and forth for ages.
Yeah, and he goes to me, do you think Ange will change? And I go, no. And the reason I don't think so is mainly I go back to the Chelsea game where we had 9 men and the man was still playing our high line.
That's my biggest issue.
Yeah.
This is why I'm in a weird place because I don't want to throw my bottles out and say, you know what, we need a better manager. But ultimately, if he does this whole same thing next year and he doesn't improve and he doesn't move ahead, and you might say, oh, TJ, you haven't given him no time. Really and truly, it's not even about time. It's about the manager himself and his, what's the word for it? His stubbornness. And I don't like that. I don't want such a manager to manage my club and be stubborn. Do you get where I'm coming from? But please don't quote me and say I want him out because that's not what I've drawn the line to yet.
We're asking for change. But I think this is credit to Postecoglou and the players in terms of we had really high standards at that when the season got underway because of how good we performed. It's just a drop off. I think we're all frustrated with and the in games what we're seeing and like Has says that lack of flexibility. So it's something that's easy adaptable, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't take long at all. And
it could be.
It's like because Klopp,
minor.
And I mean Pep and Klopp kind of learned in their first season not to play this way. I mean, they're not playing the same way, but you know what I mean?
Klopp ditched Jonah Markin, didn't he? Klopp ditched Jonah Markin. I think we need to do the same.
Changes a lot of things. If you don't notice in games against us, for example, we went to a very low block with 9 men. We were against Chelsea, and the guy was like, "Nah, let's play on the halfway line. Let's not keep."
But
can I say, and as you mentioned it there, and you are right in terms of Unai Emery, he doesn't get the credit. He doesn't get the credit.
I think he's a really underrated manager. He's
really underrated. He changes his tactics every game for Villa. Like they went to Ajax and they completely changed the way they played, going for the draw, and they got that draw. They changed their way they played depending on what result they want. and they go out there and get it 9 times out of 10. And he's overperformed. Yes, he's been backed for me, but they're still punching above their weight, and they're doing very well. And that's credit to them. And they've been a joy to watch. I don't like them, and I hope we beat them. But if they get top 4, then they absolutely deserve it. And so they've been more consistent than us this season for me.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're totally right. This is why I'm here for the ride. I've got my seatbelt on and I'm not throwing my platform. But I just want a good, clear vision for where Tottenham's going. Because the problems we've had in the last 10 years, we haven't had a clear plan, a clear strategy to tackle on. And this is where I give credit to Levy. Credit where credit is due. He has shown that he wants to divert to a Brighton model or a youngster profile, and we've seen over the past months, youngsters come in the door and go straight to the academy. And the future is bright. As much as a lot of negativity that a lot of Spurs fans have, and even myself in it, the future is bright. But it's just what you do with that future, because you can have a good future. But if you don't put the building blocks in place to enhance that future, we can be sitting here in the next 10 years and doing the same process.
This is the problem. I don't know if I mentioned this on before we got Ange or whatever. When we got Ange in, and they talk about projects every single time, right? Under Joel, we had a project. Under AVB, we had a project even. It only lasted 2 years. Under Redknapp didn't really speak about a project much. I think he was kind of more here and now person. But I don't know if they had a project in mind when they had him there. Then they had Poch. He spoke a lot about projects, actually, by the way, if you don't know. It was like 2 or 3.
Mm.
But what I'm saying is they don't ever put the end point of the project. They don't put an end goal. I'll get aim
exactly,
is to
that's
win the title,
problem.
for example. Our aim is to win a cup each year or something. Or cup
that's the problem.
So this is why people like me have such a mistrust for Levy.
Can I ask you a serious question?
Yeah.
And it is quite hard. How do you think Postecoglou's career at Tottenham will pan out in terms of how long do you reckon he'll be here? Will he end up getting sacked? Will he end up walking? Will he win any trophies?
Harry,
I'll ask both of you. But
Harry, before you answer that question, can I add on to that? Don't just answer it like you want Levy out. Generally, justify it. I will even justify why I believe he's going to fail. And honestly, I will go deep into why I believe he's going to fail and what my theory is, because I've seen the past, and you've even been watching this longer than me. So don't just be the logical. No, it's been happening 5 years and it's not working out. So I already know your answer. How long is
why I'm asking this question? Yeah. Well, ultimately, he will last 1 to 2 more years, I think. He might get some players he wants in the summer. Some not. I think we'll probably make top 4, maybe again for a season or 2. But I think ultimately, either he'll be found out because of his football, because it's so open, and I don't think he'll change it, which is why I stand by what I said on Harry's podcast. I just think he's too stubborn. And after the Chelsea game, I'm kind of scarred for believing anything else. Because how with 9 men, why not playing a low block? I just couldn't get my head around it. Sorry. I've never seen a manager in the Premier League ever do that, ever in my life. And I'm talking, I've been watching football for 20 plus years now. I've never seen a team with 9 men play a higher line than when they had 11. I've never seen that ever in my life. And I don't think most Spurs fans would have seen that. And
but
to me,
although I disagree with it, for me, we kind of stick to principles. Whereas look at us against Wolves and Palace, and there's nothing about us. Do you know what I mean? There's no characteristics, or there's nothing that sticks out about this team. It's like watching Conte's Tottenham, and that's a problem for me. Whereas Chelsea, I don't agree with what we've done, but at least you go, that's Ange Postecoglou's Tottenham. Dare or die. Do you know what I mean?
I think, Harry, I think the players they're knackered, mate. The players are knackered.
Right, okay.
Playing this intensity over a whole season is almost impossible unless you have 20 to 30 players, or probably 30 players that can come in and put in a shift. I'm talking 30 very good players or top quality players. And obviously Ange, like many managers before him, doesn't trust the whole squad, whether we like it or not. There's some players he prefers and some he doesn't. And some players he only puts in certain situations, for example, give Emerson. The guy didn't get a look in when the Porro's fit or Dogi's fit. So, yeah, I don't know what that was. I didn't try to touch anything.
No, team that out the bottom for some reason.
Yeah. So for in my opinion, I don't think in the end he'll succeed. I think either will be because he's very stubborn, like Bielsa, where the football is just way too open and teams will just pick him apart. Or I think he'll just over time. I just think he'll get sacked. I just don't think he'll because like I said earlier, I asked you and TJ, what's the end point for the project? We never get told. So until I get told, oh, this project, our aim is to win the title in 4 years, for example. I don't know, or win a trophy every 2-3 years. Then I'll be like on board with it. But yeah, it doesn't seem to happen. So
yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I get that.
So I think eventually gets sacked. Yeah, TJ.
So I have it. I view it a bit differently, to be honest with you. Ultimately, I believe he's going to fail at Tottenham. And this is not me being negative, but the past has shown that. Sorry to say, you might think I'm just being one-minded, but Levy has tendencies to mess everything up, and you can only go basis on the template of all our previous managers have all had problems with Levy. I'm not saying that Levy can change. He probably could change with the right resources. That could obviously back the manager, but that's another deep dive into like what Levy could do to actually help his situation.
What the hell?
More or less, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it and not talk about it because.
What happened?
The background.
It's gone purple.
What? What's gone purple?
Can you not see the background?
It's not purple.
No, it's not purple for me though. It's zoomed in.
Oh, for
me,
it's all different colours.
Ultimately, there's no cause of action of like where we will be in the next 5 years. And for me personally, we haven't had a plan to actually focus on and like set goals. Like, okay, we're top 4. We've been top 4 for a long while now, and it's not like
let's win a title.
It was a hard, yeah. So we have in terms of footballing reasons, and football is ultimately about success. And no matter what anybody says, you generally believe that, I believe that trophies is what's considered by everybody as success. So ultimately, I don't think Ange will honestly win any trophies at Tottenham. Now, for me, it comes down to Levy's ways of thinking and how he's actually managed his business. Because don't get me wrong, he has done great things outside of football, and he has actually done great things for the community.
Mate, I left it because I don't even know.
Yeah, he's done great things outside of football, and he's done great things for the community, like the stadium, like the university. Obviously, the shops around Tottenham are obviously benefiting from Levy building the stadium because it's a tourist attraction, right?
More people as well.
So,
more people. Yeah,
exactly, and even like where I live, I'm not going to bait it out. I hate living there because now parking is a myth. Do you get where I'm coming from? Like, I can't even park there without getting a ticket. Now, what is going on, bro?
What the hell?
Yeah.
What is
now
this?
it goes down to he's a businessman and he's not really football orientated. And
I literally didn't touch anything. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. He's a businessman and it's not football orientated, so he doesn't put football in pleasures first. And ultimately, that's why we are seeing failures after failures after failures. Again, put it like this: I believe that if we was to be serious about winning titles and be serious about winning trophies, he has to spend money and he has to be willing to be ambitious. And this is not, look, again, you're going to say this to me. It's not about how much money you spend, but it's about the quality of players you bring in. You know, this is why I have problems with players like Werner, players like Johnson.
Bro, I'm not touching anything. I don't know what's going on.
No, but I believe you at this rate.
Yeah, players like Werner, players like Johnson, all them type of players are not really
world class. They're not
title contending players. Yeah. Put it like that. I'm just gonna keep it like that. Title contending players. Hence that's why I believe Ange fell. If he doesn't have the resources in place to go for the titles, to go for the Champions Leagues, and to go and do amazing things, you're ultimately back down to the same situations that Pochettino had, and the same situations that Mourinho had, and the same situations that Conte had. It's a cycle. It's the same cycle, but the narrative is every single year. Levy backs the manager at the start, which for me it is a bit toned down, because we wouldn't be in this situation if only he backed someone like Pochettino.
Trust me, bro. It's not my keyboard. I'm not touching the keyboard. 18 months of not spending a single pound is unacceptable. And then you're going to justify it by saying he's building a stadium and doing all this and this and this, right? But did we need to leave White Hart Lane?
I don't really think we should get in this discussion now, because for me, I think that I like the new stadium. I think I do think it's a game changer. I know we don't agree on this. We don't see eye to eye.
I missed the new old stadium. Sorry, I missed it.
Did we actually need to? No, but the question I'm posing: did we need to, at the point of where we were? This is my point. This is what I'm trying to lead to. At the point of where we were, and how high Tottenham. You need to remember, at White Hart Lane, we went unbeaten. We were doing things that
what the hell was going
made
on?
Man, honestly, I'm getting dimension, but it's spinning around in my head.
Bro, what the hell is going on? I'm not even touching anything.
What is this?
I'm not even touching anything.
Man, you mods need to fix this whole system up.
What the hell is going on?
But, okay, cool. Listen, audience that are watching us, sorry, man, we're not doing anything in it. It's just a bug in it, you know. And we can't really control it, you know. It is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. But back to what I was saying. Did we need to leave White Hart?
What?
What the hell is
That's
going on?
Listen, I can't lie to you. I heard enough, innit? That's the end of the stream, guys. Listen, like and subscribe, innit? Yeah.
Bro, what the hell is going on?
That's it. Listen, let me be honest with you, yeah? I don't know.
I can't hear you. I don't know why. It keeps muting me as well.
Look at the group chat. Yeah, this is where my mouse is. I want you to see, like, it's not me doing it.
No, I do believe you.
Let me be real in it, yeah? I'm going to be real in it, yeah? I can't lie to you. I can't go through that. I can't go through it anymore. This is the end of the stream.
Oh, no. Subscribe.
Thank you for joining, everybody, in it, you know? I don't think there's any more topics we're going to talk about, are we?
Yeah, no.
Cool. I'm sorry, guys. This ended up like this, innit?
Yeah, it's nothing to do with us. I have no idea what is going on, honestly.
Like, literally, I appreciate everybody that has... What's that noise? Yeah, someone's taking a piss, innit?
Who is that?
It's one of you, man, innit? Someone's taking a piss, man.
What do you mean? I'm not touching anything.
What? I've got
Marlon, it's a you, bruh. Literally, it's one of them ones. Someone's actually messing about. But listen, guys, I appreciate you guys for, man. I can't focus. I appreciate everybody that's joining. Thank you for joining. Giant Rabbit, Brian Daigle, big up yourself. Levy out every single day.
Yeah,
Ricky.
What the hell?
Noise, man.
What?
Yo, bro, what is this noise, innit? Cool.
Bro, I'm not touching anything.
What are you guys doing, bro?
I'm not touching anything.
What the hell? Right, we see to end.
Listen, like I said, I'm ending this stream, innit? Look, I'm ending the stream. I don't know about you, man. You guys can play around with it, innit?
Okay,
no.
Yeah, guys, thank you for joining. What is that noise? Where's that coming from, bro? All right, cool. Listen, let's end the stream, innit? Thank you for joining. Bro, thank you for joining. I'll speak to you guys later, innit? See us next week, innit?
All right,
Cool.
bye.
Bye. Yo, what was that noise, bro? One of you man were messing about, bro.
What?
I think we're still. I think we're still recording.
No,
What do you mean
before?
It's still recording. Mine says live and recording still.
Why did you press end
stream
stream?
or something?
Press end stream again. Let's try again.